Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and we are going to be checking out the Limited Run Games Showcase. Now, I didn't know that they did this, but apparently they do, and I didn't know that there was new shit sometimes shown off in the Limited Run Games Showcase. Because Limited Run Games, if you are not aware, is a company that does limited runs on games. We are in an age now where not every game gets a physical release, which is unfortunate. But if there's enough interest in physical releases for games, oftentimes you can get those, oftentimes we'll see limited run, put out interest polls. And the way that it works is that they get pre-orders for the physical runs of games. They put in the order from the factory, they mail everyone their orders, and then they will sell whatever is the additional stock that they have left in their online store. Because they have to order a certain number at a time, right? So we'll say they had 750 people that were interested in pre-ordering physical copies of insert game here. They can order 1,000 of them, they do so, and then they have 250 in stock to sell out of their online store, and once those are sold out, they never get more unless a new wave of interest is generated for one reason or another. And I kind of thought that was all they did for the longest time. Apparently that's not it. Apparently they also, there's this. So anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll actually take a look at what's in here. It's not a very long showcase. It's only about a half hour. But in the continuity of, no, you did not. I don't know if you can see it up here, but the name of their freaking showcase is Limited Run Saves E3. No, you didn't. Okay. Nobody saved E3. E3 killed itself. And we're all a little worse off for it, okay? You even have it called the Summer Games Showcase, which is what this entire, 4 weeks of different companies and groups and organizations, it's the summer of gaming events, okay? I get it, but you didn't save crap. You don't get to take credit for anything. They're huge in retro gaming. They are. And that's also part of it. Sometimes they are the way that retro games get brought forward onto modern platforms. They are also the way that some games get localized. Because there are some games that are only localized through limited run games, having a partnership with a company and saying, we have proven interest in this game receiving an English localization. If you give us licensing rights, we will produce it and release it, and we have a guaranteed 2,500 copies sold or whatever the number is, right? So they are filling a very important but rather niche. Yeah, anyway, let's see what they have.
I did it. 1995.
Sega Saturn is not only here now, it's out there.
$299.
This is a photo of the LA Convention Center in June 2023. If we play our cards right, we'll see E3 2023 fade into existence. It's time to save the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Limited Run Games 1995 E3 press conference.
Hello, welcome. How are you all? I'm with Limited Run Games. I know you all don't know who we are, but this is our 1995 E3 press conference. In the year 2023, E3 no longer exists. I know that's hard to believe, but we've traveled back in time to show you the future of gaming, to keep the spirit of E3 alive and hopefully save E3 for generations to come. So without further ado, ready your whips for our first announcement.
Ready our whips? Oh, it's because it's Castlevania. I was like, buddy, what are we doing? That's some kinky shit. Rediscover 4 legendary fan favorite Castlevania games. And it said it was the Castlevania Advance Collection. So I'm guessing it's just the ones from the Game Boy. Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Aria of Sorrow. Were these games available in like any capacity before this? Dracula X. They were? Okay. Emulation doesn't count, by the way. Physical pre-orders available July 28th. Also going to be available on everything.
The future of Castlevania. And would you believe we have even more games to announce? Here are 2.
Was that a dog? Lamar, I found another game for you. Rise of the Triad, Ludicrous Edition.
Scott's Mystical Head.
I could not read what that said. Oh, it's a Toho game? Okay. I was about to be like, it's Castlevania, but Japan. And then I was like, well, Castlevania was made by a Japanese company, so that's not how that works. It definitely is Castlevania meets Toho, though. Scarlet Symphony.
Wow, how did you like those 2 reveals? Now, a legendary shmup from developer M2.
I think I played this on, like, the NES. And I played it a lot. And it was really fun. Tiger Heli. I just like that more and more things are being available on modern platforms.
By the developers of the incomparable Digital Eclipse. I'm excited to be able to preserve this masterpiece physically. It's a game that inspired one of the most popular genres of all time.
It really stuck out as a precursor of everything that games would be.
Karateka.
It was the most movie-like experience I'd ever had in a video game.
Love it. It's so good.
I do not like this game.
I didn't know who Jordan Mechner was, but I wanted to be like Jordan Mechner.
I was in college. I came home on vacation with this new project that was starting.
I do think that it's interesting that so much of it is dedicated to the development of Karateka, because, like, Masahiro Sakurai, the guy behind Kirby and behind Kid Icarus and behind Smash Brothers, He's doing this big long series on YouTube right now about like video game development from his own perspective over the years. And it's like fun to watch as just like a gamer, but it's also been invaluable to people that are working on video games because a lot of that knowledge just is like not readily shared and available in a lot of places. And so I could see something like this filling a similar role of like, if you are developing video games, seeing like a lot of the processes behind something as old and as iconic as Karateka could be wildly beneficial, right? Because there are still things to learn from the past. And so, like, that could have a lot of weight and value, but to me, as just a gamer, it does not mean much to me.
How about that? Do you like music? Who doesn't? I love music. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna love this collection of vinyl soundtracks featuring everyone's favorite heroes in a half shell.
Is it the games or is it the vinyls? It's the vinyls. I was a little confused because they said vinyl collection, but then they started showing off games. Fucking cassette tape, that's amazing. Whew. All sold separately. Sounds expensive.
Soundtracks released on vinyl, CD, and cassette for the first time. Can it get any better than that? No, it can't. This
Absolutely
next game
fucking not.
is a remastered classic for the Nintendo Switch.
Huh. Cool. Some people are super into those tycoon games. I find them to be okay, but some people are all about them. Same with like all the simulator games, like whether it's like, you know, gas station simulator or like PC building simulator or whatever, auto mechanic simulator.
This next announcement is only a tease, and I'm sorry for that. But we're happy to announce that we're collaborating with The Mix to work on 2 all-new retro games based on 2 of the most popular cartoons from the 90s. Which ones? Well, I can't tell you that today. You're gonna have to wait to find out more information. But all of you here in 1995 will be very familiar with these shows. So stay tuned for more information.
Interesting.
And we still have more exciting games to reveal. Pull on your designer jeans and get ready to battle some fallen angels.
I'm glad that Limited Run Games is doing well enough that they can look into like funding a remaster.
Enoch, 神を裏切った打天使たちを天界へ連れ戻せ。それがお前の使命。心配するな。私も彼らのそばにいる。よし、行こうか。
What is this? I know they said the name at the beginning, but I couldn't quite read it. It was like, I don't know if it was El Shaddai? He-Man? No.
やはり来たか。我々を追うなと警告したはずだぞ。
Those look cool.
Incredible. Let's take a look at this next announcement, which is a spin-off of a popular release that we did a couple years ago.
Oh, Dungeons of Aether. I want to play this. I think I actually got it on sale on Steam. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. It looks pretty damn good. Pre-orders available now at this point, I believe. Yeah.
And now, here's the latest from everyone's favorite half-genie hero.
My name is Matt Bozon. I'm the creative director at WayForward. I'm the director of the Shantae video game series.
Okay.
And that's what I do. You want me to do that again? So the story of how we went from Shantae Game Boy Color to Shantae Advance is Shantae was finished, but had not shipped yet. So we were already working on Shantae Advance for quite some time at this point. Shantae, the original, was very well reviewed. Sales were not good. So when we're taking the Game Boy Advance demo, which was about an hour and a half long, we'd start taking that to places. We go, well, here we go. And they go, how is the sales data for, how did Shantae the original do? And we go, oh, not well at all. Do you want the new game? So it was a tough market. It was really difficult, and it was all retail driven. So there'd be too many creative compromises to either get it on a tiny, tiny cartridge or maybe a cartridge where you couldn't save your progress. We just didn't want a less ambitious Shantae game. We wanted it to be the game that we wanted to make. So for those reasons, we just shut it down and archived all the files and put it away. I'd like to finish that work. It seems weird that it was left undone, and I think fans would like it. Could you just like release pieces of it on the internet or something? Never wanted to do it because I'm like, maybe someday we'll have a chance. Well, we got our chance now.
Fucking cool.
The game's title is
That's
Shantae
really
Revolution.
fucking
Misty
cool.
Boots is on this cavern underneath Sequin Land, and so she sets up this device that lets her rotate the land above, and landlocked towns that she could never plunder or pillage are getting rotated, and they're ending up at the coastline so she can attack them. So it's just a big silly idea, but you as the player get to control that. So you can shift the world around, it's like puzzle stuff, and you can ultimately foil Risky by using her machine against her, but in the meantime, it's fun to slide the layers. Risky Revolution is when a lot of the main cast meets, in some cases, for the first time. So we went straight into Shantae Risky's Revenge, where everyone just somehow knows everybody. There's an entire missing chapter of their lives that was never touched on. One of the things we wanted to have in this game was the link cable support, which sounds funny today. It's fun, it's an experience you don't get anymore. You just need one copy of the game, it sends it out to 3 empty devices. It's lighthearted and fun and really silly, and I think players will like it. I mean, to make a Game Boy
Bust out your Game Boy Advances, bro.
Like this year is crazy, but I think it's a better version of the game than it would have been if it had come out in 2003 or 2004. There's no way this game was coming back without limited run. I mean, this is the only way that this game would ever get into players' hands. To play an actual final, manufactured version in a box is going to be super cool, and so I can't wait for that.
I'm happy for you. Also, real quick, can I just point out that this guy from a small studio that was struggling, their first game did fucking terrible, right? Well-reviewed, terrible sales. It's amazing that Shantae's a franchise that survived it all, based off of what he was saying, right? He's like, dang, we're not going to be able to release Shantae Advanced. Can't do it. We'll move on to whatever's next, right? Fast forward 20 years and is then given the opportunity to revive the project and release the game that he never got to release, and he just whipped out a hard drive and went, got it, back to work. Meanwhile, you got the biggest, most successful frickin' companies going, we'd love to release a remaster of the game, but we fucking lost our source code. Like, this dude has held on to this project for 20 years in a box in his garage. Okay, probably not quite that bad, but you get what I'm going for. Meanwhile, the reason that we can't get good versions of certain old games is because these multi-million, sometimes even billion-dollar companies are like, we don't know where our shit is. We threw all that shit away because it wasn't making enough money. Like, it just irritates the shit out of me. Congratulations to you, guy. Congratulations to the Shantae fan base. That's fucking cool.
Wow. Shantae's Lost Adventure will finally be available to play as a cartridge, releasing for pre-orders this September. Now let's keep the momentum going with our next reveal.
That's super cool. Just a physical version of Chikuri. Cool.
This next trailer is for a game that is currently available for pre-order on our webpage. You can find us on the World Wide Web at www.limitedrungames.com, or for you back in 1995 at AOL keyword limited run.
That was funny. That was really funny. That was a big fish. Oh, it's a big shark. It's a space eel. It's a kappa. It's Ursula. It's death.
Remember the CDI? Even though it came out 5 years ago, I'm sure you've all forgotten it. Multimedia, CD-ROM, full motion video. The CDI promised us the future, and with Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, and Link, Faces of Evil, we almost got there. Despite being the best games in these series,
are you releasing physical versions of the fucking CDI Zelda games?
Never forgets a classic. So presented for the first time, the spiritual successor to those classic experiences.
No, what is this then?
After 10 years of peace, the evil Dimer has returned. It's up to Princess Arzette to defeat him.
I would have been really impressed if they managed to get Nintendo to agree to re-release physical versions of the fucking CDI Zelda games.
Slay fearsome foes.
They probably tried, and since they couldn't, instead they just made their own.
Discover secrets. Assist colorful characters.
Allow me to heal you.
And defeat Dimer's minions.
Here to challenge me.
Featuring hand-painted backgrounds, animated scenes.
My goods will improve your fortunes, so long as you improve mine.
An outstanding original score and talent from
It looks more playable than Wand of Gamelon. I guarantee you it is. It was made in 2022/3 instead of 1992.
Coming soon to your interactive multimedia system.
Sure.
Pay with something, will ya?
All right. That's what gets Nintendo to release them.
Speaking
Competition.
of another bona fide classic, you've been asking for it, and we're finally ready to reveal a release date. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, the definitive edition, will be coming to all major platforms in September 2023. This new version of the classic game will include full audio commentary, a slew of documentary footage, and a ton of all new features and unlockable content. Get ready.
Run, Jane, run!
Oh, God.
I feel like it's a good thing that I don't know what this is.
He came up to me and asked if I'd be interested in doing a video game, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. We were just like Ed Wood, on the run, let's go do it, quick.
Did that? Wait a minute. Did that say what I think that said? The greatest remaster ever for the worst game of all time. That is what that said.
Run, let's go do it, quick.
It only became this weird cult classic through the sort of YouTube zeitgeist.
I didn't think it was going to make a very good episode, but I tried anyway.
Technologically, it's rather anemic.
I mean, look at it. Either people love it.
I'm giving it too much credit.
Or they hate it.
It is a grease fire.
or they think it's funny.
This game sort of has a legacy that's very special and one of a kind.
I think you'll love it.
Well, it's available on everything, Real. Absolutely everything. Whatever you want it on.
You're probably rolling your eyes because we're announcing this game for the third time. Well, I guess the first for you all here back in 1995.
I'm almost done.
But I promise we're really releasing this in September 2023. So mark your calendars and get ready to plumb the depths.
No.
Here's another reveal.
I don't know what this is, but I need it. This is a magical girl turn-based RPG. I need this. And it's like got the aesthetic of like old school like freaking Shining Force. You know, the thing with this whole showcase, though, and I'm like, did this game always exist, or is this brand new? I have no idea. Either of them could have been true. This way madness lies. Switch Digital available July 25th. Stay tuned for PlayStation 5 plus physical info.
Babyface and rid the city of crime in this next physical reveal.
What is this, like No Food After Midnight or whatever it's called? Midnight something train? I don't know. Midnight Fight Express. See, I was close.
This next game comes to us from the legendary founders of Sierra Online Systems, Roberta
Midnight
and Ken Williams.
Express to Busan. Kind of misty feeling. Kind of misty feeling. That, no, don't know. Not enough for me.
Everyone likes turn-based RPGs, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, how about a new game
Yes.
that's inspired by
Yes.
Super Mario RPG?
Yes. I feel like you are very upset on your timing of this. Because you were working on this without knowing that Nintendo was going to release their own remake of Super Mario RPG. Which releases in like a month. I'm so sorry for you, developer.
I'm about to ask a dumb question. But have you ever wished that Punch-Out was based on the works of Jane Austen instead of Mike Tyson? Who hasn't? Well, this next reveal has got you covered.
She is nothing but a commoner. I am no longer the timid woman you once knew.
But I thought you said it was a Punch-Out game.
Just because you were married into this family doesn't mean you have class. I am the one who will inherit the family. This house will be mine.
There it is.
I shall make you obey me. It will be a piece of cake for me to dodge your slaps.
Did you see her fucking neck stretch halfway across the screen? Hold on. Can I get a still of just that?
You obey me. It will be a piece of cake for me to dodge your slaps.
Oh my god.
Rose and Camellia Collection. Coming soon on Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was the world of fear. It was the age of
Gargoyles?
We'll be handling the physical release of the upcoming Gargoyles Remastered. More details will be coming soon. This next game is inspired by classics like Mischief Makers, Klonoa, and Tomba.
Okay.
Wow, how about that? Well, I like scary games, and I'm sure you probably do too. But it's always bothered me that one classic Japanese horror game
I fucking
never
love
came to
this
America.
freaking clip art ass world premiere
Until
thing.
now, that is.
Starting with River City Girl Zero, we've been bringing these Japanese-only releases to a Western audience.
I think being able to put that on modern platforms is fantastic, allows more people to experience something that they may have never experienced before. We are definitely looking into more of these. Personally, I want to see more horror games.
I'm Mariel Cartwright. I am the creative lead of the Port Plus version of Clock Tower. I've always been a big horror fan. I love, Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
See, I was talking about how limited run will help bring games over. I know this is going through way forward, but still.
I was probably about 16, and it holds a really special place in my heart because at the time it was the scariest thing I had ever played. As this character Jennifer, I'm trying to get away from the Scissor Man. We have a ton of games where you're fighting monsters and you're shooting them with guns, and that can still be scary. But Clock Tower is distinct in that you really don't have any of those tools.
It was one of the first experiences for me that really was like that in terms of horror, and I think that that's fantastic.
It is true survival horror. You can only survive, and I think it is a game that has a lot of quieter tension. Jennifer is such an interesting character because at the start of the game, we don't know a lot about her. And I think the game does such an amazing job of revealing a very heartbreaking story about her, through different playthroughs of the game because it has a bunch of endings. And I think that's part of what got me so attached.
There's kind of like the reverse engineering aspect of that, and then there's the other aspect of like, how do you get this stuff back into the game?
Usually we always try to have both the legacy product as it was, and also offer something that's surprising. Like in River City Zero, we had the manga cutscenes. That's a fun little surprise for people.
Directing the animated opening is pretty crazy.
That's where we can add our own creativity, adding intro sequences and new translations.
For Clock Tower specifically, there's a lot of like scripting events in there, so there might be a command to say, change the display speed of text. That's kind of been a tricky thing too with localization. It's like, how do I represent that?
being able to kind of oversee that and bring a new vision of this game to life, to be a part of it in any way at all, is just incredible.
Coming to Carbon Engine? What the fuck is Carbon Engine?
That's right. The original Super Famicom classic, Clock Tower, is being released in English for the first time ever. Wow.
You're 80 and you're 95 on the
segment of the showcase, which is totally based around our technology, the Carbon Engine.
Cool. Thanks.
The Carbon Engine allows us to take games from classic platforms and release them on modern platforms with ease. Development on the Carbon Engine is being spearheaded by famous internet personality, Modern Vintage Gamer. I'm not sure if that's his real name, but in any case, hold on to your butts for this exciting Carbon Engine release.
65 million years in the making.
Is it just an emulator? Is that what I'm getting here? You have put an emulator in a container that you are calling the Carbon Engine and releasing things on modern platforms through an that's what it sounded like.
InGen must be eliminated. I will have control of Jurassic.
Sorry, Real. They're coming back. That said, you know, one of the things that that made me think of also, I really want to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors again. I don't know if that's available on anything, but I would like to play it again.
To celebrate the 30th anniversary of the iconic Jurassic Park film, Limited Run Games is collaborating with Universal Games and digital platforms to release a collection of classic Jurassic Park 8-bit and 16-bit games for modern platforms, which will be available to pre-order on September 1st.
If you're not excited yet, you will be about this next one.
Man, they're just going. Again, coming to the Carbon Engine.
Well, that's it. That's all we have. But the picture. E3 isn't saved yet. Well, I think that means we need one more thing. One more thing.
Again with the fucking clip art shit.
Were you expecting someone else?
No.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Welcome back, Gex. I guess.
It's tail time. And look at that. Gex saved E3.
I love that the picture was
E3
slowly fading into
happened.
view like the fucking
Now,
shit from Back to the
that means
Future.
E3 2024 is saved because of you and Gex.
And Gex.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for saving
I'll see
E3,
you at
Gex.
E3 2024.
All right, you got the obviously separately recorded hand so that it could fade out.
Currently finalizing a series of proposals.
Sony Digital Delivery Systems for every media.
Advances in technology come and go.
All right, I forgive you for what I said at the beginning of the game of that you're not saving E3. Now that said, I still stand by what I said. You're not saving E3, but I will give you that that was a very entertaining little showcase. That was cute. That was fun. Lots of stuff shown off, right? And it's true, they did have new stuff. That was cool. I need to remind myself what the name of that frickin' RPG is. This one. Frickin', it had a weird ass name. What's it called? This Way Madness Lies. All right, because I need to play myself some turn-based RPG where you're a bunch of magical girls. A save is in preserve? Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's a good way to look at it. That was cool. That was fun. Very neat. Lots of stuff. And like so when it comes to video games, if I have the option to buy a physical copy, I always do, because I would always rather own a physical copy of the game where I have something that I own that the data is preserved on, that doesn't get ripped off of some fucking store, available over there. And then that way, if I want to lend it to somebody or sell it later or whatever, I always choose physical. The only thing I don't choose physical on is the one thing that I don't have the option of choosing physical on, and that is my computer. Thankfully, Steam is really, really good. Now that said, stuff does still get delisted from Steam, but thankfully, I don't feel very worried about digital games on Steam because they seem pretty well and secure, barring very specific exceptions. And normally the stuff that is an exception or gets delisted is under very limited circumstances. And most of the time, if you own it, you get to keep it anyway. You just can't buy a new one off of the store. You can still download it off of the Steam server. So yeah, even if it's delisted, you can still download it. As long as you own it is the thing. If it gets delisted and you hadn't bought it yet, then you're normally just shit out of luck. But yeah, so that was a limited run Saves E3. That was super cool. Lots of really cool stuff. Like we talked about at the beginning of the game, limited run games is great for retro games. It's great for games preservation. It is great for getting games available that wouldn't have been available otherwise, whether that is Clock Tower or Shantae Advance or whatever. That was cool. I enjoyed that a lot, and I'm looking forward to whatever they have next year. I have bought products from limited run games. They've always been... I can't say the games that I've gotten were always good, but the actual like production of them has been just fine. You would never be able to tell that it wasn't made by just like Nintendo themselves, right? So anyway, that's limited run games. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are you most excited about? What were you disappointed about? Put all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you can't tell, I like to talk, and I love to talk some more. If you want to talk with me, a couple places that are great to do so are Discord and Twitter, but I am now also on Threads and Blue Sky, so pick your poison when it comes to text-focused social media, vertically scrolling crap. Take your pick. I'm on all of them. Just hit me up on there. Let's have a conversation, much like the conversation we had with chat, because we did record this video live on stream, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.